it's probably back to the early images of rock and roll, of what I knew anyhow. You had people like Presley, the big pouting. Yeah. So they pout his lips. People like Jagger, pout their lips. I done a parody of it myself once on a Highway to Hell, the album. You see me sticking out my lip like this. So it just seemed a cute, fun thing. What does in film?
You're a comedian, you aren't you? Yes, yeah, I know you. I think we're going to just stay focused on what we're doing.
Yeah, we do what we do best, which is, rock and roll.
Okay, everybody, welcome back into the Tunes Brothers. As I always say, we are continuing down AC/DC's Highway to Hell. Before we start, how fitting, let's get some music news that I just saw pop up. AC/DC's Back in Black is now the third biggest selling album in U.S. history. On August 21st, 2024, AC/DC's 1980 breakthrough album Back in Black was certified by the RIAA, the Recording Industry Association of America, for U.S. shipments of 27 million copies. Now ranks third highest certified album in U.S. history behind the Eagles compilation, their greatest hits 71 to 75, which has moved 38 million units, and according to the RIAA, and Michael Jackson's Thriller, which has been certified 34 times platinum.
Yep.
So, AC/DC up there with some of the greats of all time for U.S. sales on a single album, Back in Black, which I am excited to get to because I have no idea how many songs I actually know off of this. I know a lot of AC/DC songs around that time era, but I never knew, obviously, with the exception of the title track, what was on what album. So I will be interested to find that out when we get to it. Until then, any thoughts on AC/DC's Back in Black being the third biggest selling U.S. album?
Wow. Yeah. I always knew it was the biggest rock album ever, sold wise of all time. But I always thought it was third, fourth. I always knew it was in top five. Didn't know that. Yeah, man. And it's unfortunate that Highway to Hell don't really get much of that credit for that album selling that much. But anyway, hey, it is what it is, and that is a great album. I'm not taking a damn thing away from AC/DC Back in Black. Yeah, when we get to it, I think you'll understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are we doing today?
All right, guys. We're going to do an album today that I haven't listened to in its entirety since it came out. I mean, literally. Me and Rob's going to be on kind of the same wavelength with this album because it's not my go-to album for AC/DC, but I will say that there is 1, 2, 3, 4. There's about 5 that I really like on here, and there's 3 that is off the fucking charts for me on here. So that means there's 1, 2, there's about 4 that I can live with, except for the last one. I don't even think I can live with it. I hate it. I'll just go ahead and say it because that. And look, this comes up very rare for me in the music that I love. If you hear me say that I hate something, and to me, it's that bad. Okay. To me, so far in the AC/DC catalog, this is the Stiff Upper Lip album. The last time I seen them live, 2001. great fucking show, but this album was lackluster for AC/DC, and I don't know why, because it was the mid-90s before they had put one out, which was Ball Breaker. And they, you know, it was about a 5-6 year window since they put this out. And one real strange thing about this album is they got back in touch with their blues side, which is the Bon Scott era, the albums we've touched on. Not the whole album, but there's some songs on here that they do that remind you of that era. And that's why I guess it's probably my least favorite AC/DC album. I will rank them one of these days when we get through, but as of right now, I think this is the weakest album for me in their catalog. So if there's anything you want to say or anything, Rob, about your listen, go right ahead.
This one, I can honestly say I have not ever heard a single song off of here at all, ever. This was all new to me. This answers the question that I had, mentioned earlier when we were doing some of the, the high voltage and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
If Brian Johnson ever had a bluesier side, and that question is answered very clearly. Scott said it well. That's the first thing that stood out to me, is this is a heavy blues album. Not all songs, like he said, but enough to where, for me, it just wasn't pleasant. This, by far, is my least favorite so far Brian Johnson AC/DC record. I really couldn't find anything that I thought would go on a playlist. I'm not going to say it was all terrible. This reminds me of what would be, in my opinion, as far as what I've heard to date, an AC/DC filler album.
Yeah,
I don't
there's
want
a lot of them. Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Yeah. So, whoever wants to start, I think you started the last time. Is you?
Yeah, I'll rock and roll if you want me to. I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Or yeah. Okay, now this is the song that I can't stand. All right, now this is a little too much for me. It's a one little to all the way through. And I guess that's why I haven't listened to this album in that long, but I do have 1, 2, 3, 4. I do have about 4 songs on this album in my playlist, though, man, that I fucking love, and they do rock like hell. And fortunately enough, those were the 3 of those were singles and videos of those top 4.
Really?
So, oh yeah.
I was gonna ask if they had any singles, because I literally have not heard one of these.
Yeah, man.
Before.
Yep. Actually, the self-titled was the first single, "Stiff Upper Lip," and
Okay.
then they self-titled. Safe in New York City's got a music video and a release, and Satellite Blues has got a music video and a single release. So yeah, those 3 right there were singles and music videos all. So, but the song that I'm talking about is "Hold Me Back." Okay, I remember when I first got this album, man, and it started off kicking your face in like AC/DC does. Heavy punch, good grooves, good sound, good production, everything. And it seemed like as it went along, it got a little weaker and a little weaker and a little weaker. And it just, when I hit that song there, I was like, wait a minute. Now, if you're going to go back to the Bon Scott era with Dirty Deeds and High Voltage, at least recapture some of that style. This right here, to me, don't even recapture that style. This is just something they, like we said, I think they was just fucking around and done, dude, and put it on the album, man. I mean, I just can't come up with any other explanation. And that would be my number. There's 12 songs on this album. That's my number 12.
Yeah, a lot. That's because this really didn't speak to me. That made it even tougher that there was 12 songs.
It was tough for me too.
Yeah,
a little bit.
to get through. I mean,
Yeah.
to rank these, it was very hard too, because most of this I find no better than the other. It's all, this is the very definition of when I say, if you're not careful and you're not a huge fan, you can end up not knowing what song's what because they are so similar.
Some of them, yeah.
My number 12 I found just to be fucking painful to listen to. In fact, halfway off, I skipped it halfway through, and that's Meltdown. This was borderline fucking noise to me. So there you go. Again, I'm sorry, AC/DC fans. I can't give you a lot of analysis because I don't know these songs backwards and forwards. In this case, on this one, I've only listened to the album through once. There's no way in fucking hell I could listen to those 12 tracks again.
Okay.
Not that they were that bad. It was just a long listen.
Yeah, it
and
is.
everything was melding together until you get to the bluesy stuff. Nothing really separates itself as a standout. Oh, this is incredibly different than what I just heard. So it was very hard for me to focus on what's better than what, because it was just all melding together, with the exception of the blues tracks, which I'll get to.
And I really think that AC/DC just threw this album out, and there's no telling how long they had some of these songs. That's what I think they done. I think they just went in and redefined a lot of scraps and done this for a tour, because AC/DC don't tour unless they put an album out. They do not tour unless they put an album out. They just don't randomly play.
And that's the way it should be, Kiss. You don't just fucking say, hey, this is a Rock the Nation tour with no material. I'm sorry. New material, new tour.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Number 11, you just hit it, Meltdown.
I was afraid you were gonna love that song.
No, man. I there's nothing wrong with the intro and how it goes, but when they get to Meltdown, the chorus, dude, it pours over and just pollutes the rest of the song, man. It's a dun, 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 dun. Yeah, man. Those two there, I really don't care if I ever hear again. And that's a rare thing for me, but I never dreamed that AC/DC would just swing an album together, because they never really have. Even Ball Breaker, I give more credit. Man, damn, dude. Shit, man. So, yeah, that's why I say this. I think, in my opinion, this will be your worst AC/DC listen. That's my opinion. But, and it is mine to this point. So number 11 for me is Meltdown. Don't really have much to say about it. It's just a filler track. Just, I don't know, it's hard to say things about AC/DC like this because I'm not used to doing it. So,
yeah.
All right.
And that's a hell of a compliment about a band. I mean, if it's such a goddamn oddity that they had a hiccup, that's unheard of. Really.
Yeah, I know, man.
All right, my number 11, and we have touched on this in the past with AC/DC, both of us agreeing that repetition can be good and it can be bad, but generally AC/DC does it well. There are two songs on here that do not hold true to them doing it well.
Don't.
This one, the first blues one that comes to mind, and the worst case of repetition I have heard in a long time, The House of Jazz. This fucking song, my God, all Friday. I literally, between this one and another one that I'll hit on, I had to double take, and is if it was possible for an MP3 player to skip on a computer, I would have thought that's what was happening. That the needle was fucking stuck.
Take me to the...
Oh, Jesus Christ. And not only are these two songs that I'm going to mention, this being one of them, overly repetition, it's amateur hour repetition. It's like it was like people just fucking making shit up as they went along, and they couldn't think of anything else, so they just kept repeating themselves.
Yeah.
This is a terrible fucking song, and I'll just leave it at that. So that's my number 11.
And unfortunately, my number 10, it's these songs are very, a lot of these are very good starting out, man. And with the chorus was just absolutely insane. That's why I said, man, I can't see them taking time with this album at all. I really can't. There's no way. And
having heard enough now through both singers and Malcolm and Angus's songwriting, I can't believe they even tried on this album.
Yeah, man. I think they said, well, it's been 5 years, blah blah blah. Let's just.
I mean, where's the anthem? Where's the big heavy anthem on this fucking album? Every album's had one to date, even the Bon Scott stuff. I just don't understand. Like I said, there's songs I can't stand, and the rest of them are just filler.
There is no anthem on this album, man. There is no anthem on this album, and yeah, like I said, this is very rare. Go check out some AC/DC album countdowns, man, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's never close to the top on anybody's AC/DC list. So. Number 10,
fair enough
for me. The House of Jazz. We've been off by one besides the last one. And I love this song until he starts doing that shit, man, and it just spews over and just destroys the song. Take me to the house, take me to the house, take me to the House of Jazz. I'm like, God, no.
Oh, man, it just flashes up, and the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and oh, man.
Another chorus, man, that could have been totally different, and it would have had to have worked. We could have come up with a chorus that fucking worked better than that shit there. That was horrible. It's amazing how a chorus can just destroy something, man.
Oh, it can destroy it because it's supposed to be the most memorable part of the song.
Yeah.
The part that everybody sings along to.
Fucking name, God's sakes, So, yeah, man, number 10, House of Jazz. You said it. Just great tune starting out, but, man, it just goes to hell in a handbasket.
Well, speaking of that formula, number 10 for me, you've mentioned, starts out like your traditional classic Angus Young intro with Hold Me Back. And about a minute and a half through this motherfucking thing, it stopped sounding like Angus Young, and it reminded me of when you get to a harder level on Tetris. It sounded like a fucking, his guitar riff through that thing, just like you said, it got weaker and weaker and almost more poppy or something. I don't know. It started to sound like a cheesy 80s, 90s video game soundtrack.
Yeah.
His riff, not the song, his riff. It was so apparent to me. I'm like, God damn it, shut up. Just play a chord. There is a such thing as overdoing it.
And I was wondering about this big time. I was glad we were doing this and getting it on out of the way, because I knew, I'm pretty sure we're going to be close up top, because it's evident on this album, man, what they did take time with, and damn sure what they didn't. And it makes you, ask the question, why the fuck did you put 12 tracks on this album? Same with Kiss and Hot in the Shade. Why the fuck did you put 15 tracks on this album? These are demos. I mean, they're damn produced good, but it's just that's got to be what this is, man.
But why? You're right. It seems like every band, when they have a weaker effort, has more songs. This would be an album to put 9 songs on, like they usually do.
Yes. Oh God, yes. If they would have put 9 songs on this album, man, I wouldn't be saying nothing negative about it. I mean, me, because from right here up, which is my number 9, I can actually dig this song a little bit, and it's Can't Stand Still. From morning to night, I just can't stand still. And I know they keep that little rhythm going through there, but I'm not bragging on it by no means. It's the same all the way through. And
yeah, but it works on this song.
yeah, it does. It does, man. It does. I can't stand still. And I like it better than the other three because them other three, man, were just horrendous. We're out of my horrendous era now, thank God. So Can't Stand Still, I can dig that a little bit, man. That's a little toe tapper, you know, man, little rhythm and blues, you know, type jam. It's not bad for me. So.
All right. My number 9 is the end of my horrific can't ever listen to again. Safe in New York City for the same fucking goddamn repetitive chorus reasons. The riff is cool as hell in this song, but another song where the chorus is just overly repetitive and stupid that it ruins the whole fucking experience for me.
Okay.
And I'll leave it.
Wow.
And I'll leave it at that. I cannot stress how much I loved this fucking riff when the song started, man. It was fuck yeah, here we go. And then they had to fucking do it in the chorus. Whatever.
And a lot of people feel the same way you do, man. I'm beginning to believe that I'm the only person on this planet that loves that song. We'll get to it though. The video's fucking crazy. I think they got every cop in New York around them with their fucking lights on while they're doing this fucking video. And at the end, you hear what he says at the end? I feel safe in a cage in New York City. All right, man. I thought that was going to be your other one, man. And that's why I was going. But you got it. You got it eventually. So, all right, number 8. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. We're getting better as we go, man. And this one's not bad at all. Give it up. Give it up. I mean, this has got a damn good groove to it, and it's a heavier beat, and it moves. And yeah, man, it's just these songs here, bro, you never hear. The only one that I ever heard on the radio, and this is back when it came out, is the title track. That's the only one I ever heard played on the radio. I never hear nobody talk about this. I never hear nobody playing this ever since then. And I think it's the only one they played on that tour that I seen. But anyway, back to Give It Up. Da-da-da, da-da-da. It's damn, yeah. The more we go, man, the better it's going to get. I just can't believe they just made this that long. I'm still, because like I said when we started this, man, I haven't listened to this whole album in freaking since then, man. I'm talking, I've listened to stuff on it, but as far as the whole damn thing, since then. So there you go, man. Number 9,
All right.
8. Which one was that for me? 10,
that was
8,
your
number 8. Give It Up. Not
so my 8, 7, 6, and 5 are what I would consider filler. Whether they were releases or not is not the point.
Yeah.
My point is they're decent songs, but they're not standout songs. The top 4 I could get behind. They probably still won't go on a playlist, but I at least somewhat enjoyed the listen. So anybody who loves my 8 through 5 songs, and don't get offended here, I'm not saying they're terrible.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they're kind of, they're just there. And number 8 is All Screwed Up.
Yeah.
Again, not terrible, but not great. It's just kind of there.
Filler. You're right.
Yeah.
And most of this album is. I mean, just to be blunt, man, you're correct. I'm just hoping, and I don't know. I know, yeah, that Safe in New York City was the one I was worried about with you with the repetition. There's 2 that I'm hoping that we will be damn close on. I'm pretty sure we will be one, but I'm hoping there's two that did grab you that way. We'll see when we get there. All right, number 7. What was that? Your 8?
Yeah.
All screwed up. Number 7. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, dude, it's not bad. Like I said, a lot of the music in these are good, man, with the exception of my lower part there. I don't really like much in them. Starting probably with House of Jazz. I like the tunes, but it just goes to hell. But the rest of them on up, man, there's something in these songs that I do really like. And there's something that, now we're in the part where I can live with, I can listen to them. And yeah, man, I can dig this one a little bit all screwed up because they were all screwed up when they put this in together. I'll have to say that. Sorry, guys. Everybody's got one here and there, but yeah, to me, this wasn't the time for that. But y'all bounced back, and we'll get there. So, number 7, all screwed up.
Okay, number 7 for me, Come and Get It. It's getting better. It's getting better at this point for me. And I'll probably, maybe, for sure, 1 through 5, I'm going to go back through and listen to again.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow or something, just so I can get the bad taste out of my mouth of the lower half of the list. I hate leaving an album with a bitter taste. So, Come and Get It. Decent song, decent groove, getting closer to what I would consider the Brian Johnson AC/DC, in my opinion. So there you go. That's number 7.
Right behind you, brother. Number 6, Come and Get It. Come and get it. How you like it? Hey, man, that's their Thunderstruck.
Yeah.
Come and
Yep.
Yeah, man. So, yeah. I can dig it, dude. It's got that 1-2 punch. And it's not bad. Like you said, man, a lot of these are just too much songs, too many songs. And there you go. Come and Get It, number 6 for me. Not bad. Getting better as we go. To me, not really a stale factor on here as I go up. As I go up, that means that song is a little bit better. I really didn't have much of a group on here, but these are filler songs for AC/DC. I mean, I will admit that, but some of them are pretty damn good. Yeah.
All right. So then my number 6, I was just dreading hitting play on this just because of the fucking title, knowing how much I hate blues.
Oh,
but surprisingly, this song was not what I was expecting. This was actually a decent song, not overly blues driven like I assumed it was gonna be. In fact, that House of Jazz is way more fucking blues than Satellite Blues. This actually is a pretty damn decent song.
I agree with you, man. And like I said, if you ever get time, I still want you to check out that video. And
I did. That was fucking hilarious, doing the Chuck Berry on the dinner table.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
how'd you like the guy in the hospital? He finally started jamming. I mean,
rocking us, full body cast.
The damn school girl trying to do her homework. Here he comes in the room, man. I'm telling you, man, they never got no credit.
That was your typical 80s metal video. That was fucking hilarious.
A good time, no matter what you are. The guys are coming up to the ticket booth trying to get in, sold out, and they're in a bar, and here comes Angus through the fucking bar wall on the bar. Hell yeah, man. I love it, dude. And like I said, just free time. Scan out some of these videos for this album here, man. AC/DC never done a bad fucking video, dude. I will.
And honestly, I don't remember seeing many videos from them because when MTV would play them, at least when I was watching, they were doing live videos like Kiss did with Rock and Roll Night. It seemed like I never got to see them being goofy and doing music videos, and that's a lot on me because
no way.
I mean, I don't Were they not overplayed or
They
anything?
did not give AC/DC no love in the 80s at all, bro. They would go back to their live For Those About to Rock and Shook Me All Night Long and stuff like that. Man, dude, they got some fantastic
Now they
video.
overplayed the hell out of the video for "You Shook Me All Night Long" with Brian Johnson in the bathtub scrubbing his back and shit.
Yeah,
that's about the only. That's the only one they played.
Only one, bro. And you know what? That video didn't come out with Back in Black. They redone that video. They done that video when Who Made Who for that movie came out, that Stephen King movie. That's when
Maximum Overdrive.
Yep. And then they started playing that video. So that's the only one, dude. And you know, I guess because AC/DC didn't. I mean, their videos were fantastic. You'll see that. I'm not going to get into that. Number 5, guys. We're getting there. Oh, wait a minute. That was my number 6.
My number 6 was my 6 was Satellite Blues, so it should be your number 5.
Right. Yeah, and they got a video for that one. That's what I was going to tell you. And it's not bad. It looks like they're on a fucking satellite, man. It's a fucking trip. Number 5. Can't Stop Rock and Roll, man. And we're getting there, you know. It's not the Twisted Sister Can't Stop Rock and Roll, you know.
No.
You know, I mean, it's not that heavy or jamming, but damn, it's good. It's got the chorus is actually good in this one. You can't stop rock and roll. You know, it's more of a mellow like this album, except for a handful of, you know, songs. But it's some of these songs, man, like I said, this is one that I ain't heard, man, that I really, you know, I was like, damn, man, I shit on this album with, you know, good reason, but I shit on the whole damn thing besides 2 or 3 songs, man, and come to like more. And my next one will be the perfect example. And I didn't even know they had videos for these fucking songs in. I didn't find that out till the other day when I was going through the YouTube and listening to the album over and over. You know how it'll go from track 1 to track 2? Well, in some of those albums you go to, if you just go straight to the album, those videos will be in those spots, man. That's how I found Hail Caesar. Never seen it. So, yeah, man. Can't Stop Rock and Roll, man. Number 5.
All right. My number 5 is the title track, Stiff Upper Lip. I was expecting, just because it was the title track, for this to be more of an anthem. It's not, but it is a real heavy, good, ripping, up-tempo song. Like I said, now we're getting up to the point where I don't love these songs, but I respect them, I like them, and I can dig them. And that starts it off with Stiff Upper Lip.
Damn right, bro. Damn right, man. Thank God they did put some on here. Well, yeah, technically that I love, man. All right, I got to get there, so I'm not going to get into too much on that one now. You just touched on this one. And I think the last time I listened to this album, I put this in the same pile as the bottom. I don't know why. Maybe it was the title, Satellite Blues. But damn, when I seen the video today and was listening to it, for some reason a video will make you pay more attention to it for some reason. I don't know why that is. If it's the visual effect, I don't understand. But damn, it totally changed my mind on this song. I love this song. It rocks the fuck out. It ain't got nothing to do with the blues. I guess it's got. They're singing about satellite blues. I guess they're on a fucking satellite orbiting the Earth, man. You know, I mean, for what reason? I don't know. There's chicks on there too, dude. So, you know, I don't know, man. It was pretty cool. AC/DC on satellite. Fucking killer, man. That's all I can say. I do like this song a lot now that I never even really knew about. So here we go, man.
All right. My number 4, I fucking love this the whole way, the build-up and the chorus. The song Damned. This song is really, really close to being playlist material for me. Might be depending on my. This is a darker, evil type song, I think, for AC/DC. I love the whole feel of this song. Like I said, it's not one that I'd want to have on a playlist every day, but I can see there being a room for it if I'm in a certain mood.
Damn right. I'll be damned. I'll be damn. Hell yeah, man. Now we're getting into AC/DC.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, dude. And the first time this song has ever been in third in my life, because I've never paid this album a lot of attention, but like I said, from here up, these top three have always been on my playlist. Stiff Upper Lip, number 3. And damn, man, I love the song. It's fucking fire. It's this and up, man. Satellite Blues and up, I'll say 4 and up. You're feeling like AC/DC now to me.
Yep.
You're starting to feel that rumble, that punch, that vibe, that grit, yeah, man. I love it. The title track. Thank God they had these 3 or 4 songs for this album, because if they didn't have, I don't know what the fuck would have happened to them. But anyway, Stiff Upper Lip, man.
My number 3 seems to be always a cool title, especially on Constrictor with Alice Cooper when he did a song of this title. Give It Up.
Yeah.
This song is, I don't even know how to quantify this song as far as AC/DC's typical sound goes, but this song, there's something about this song that's different even from anything else on this album, and it caught my attention immediately. And like I said, I want to go back through and listen to my number 1 through number 5, which was Stiff Upper Lip, and get a better feel for this, because this album was interrupted with so much filler and or blues that I never got to really pay attention, and it's such a long listen. I wasn't going to listen to everything again. Yeah. And maybe I should have done this before, but we get these videos in when we can. But these top 5 songs of me, again, Stiff Upper Lip, Damned, Give It Up, and then the next 2, I want to check out again and see, because they were all just right there, just missing something for me. So there you go. Number 3, Give It Up.
I got no complaints with that, man. Yeah, I like that one too. And maybe I need to drop down a little bit and hit Give It Up, and Can't Stand Still, All Screwed Up, Come and Get It, and maybe hit them a little bit more too, man, because I have not. I'm guilty as charged, dude. So, and I do like those songs from what I can tell. They're not my favorite, or they're not playlists for me right now, but you never know. But number 2. You just touched on it, man. I'll be damned if I'm. God dang, what is it? What is it? If he says a different thing every time. Damn. If I steal your joke, I'll be damned. He's talking about people, man. Anything you do, man, you're damn you, man. He's just saying fuck you to those people. What a fucking riff. Da-na-na-na-na. When it starts out, yeah, I know when I first heard this song. Oh, fuck yeah, now we're getting ready.
It's just a fucking tough, rough and tough fucking song.
Right, dude. And I love it. It's moved up in my list, man. It's always been in my top 5 on here. Like I said, I ain't visited this album in a long time, but I did know that one I've listened to pretty regularly. And it damn near got the top spot, but there's 1 more for me and 2 for you, so.
All right. Number 2 for me, you have touched on, and like you said, this is not to be confused with Twisted Sisters, which is a decent song. Can't Stop Rock and Roll. This is another tough guy type song. It's close to an anthem. If it would have been a little bit, bigger chorus, I guess maybe some of their you know, the punching in that big, you know, Back in Black or Thunderstruck, you know, just the big voice type thing, but still a kick-ass song. I knew just looking at the title tracks, I'm kind of thinking, okay, that's going to be pretty cool. That's going to be pretty cool. And I was right for the most part. The only thing I was wrong about, thank God, is I thought Satellite Blues was going to be a blues piece of shit, and it wasn't. So, yeah, Can't Stop Rock and Roll, another one I'm going to revisit.
And I will say this, because I didn't think about this, and it just hit me, and I don't know why. I think that they were experimenting with old school AC/DC Bon Scott era, because some of these songs sound like Bon Scott. I mean, just looking at the freaking titles, man, they sound like something he would have done. And that's possible, because I will say this, from Highway to, the next one we're going to do by Bon, from Let There Be Rock till you get to this album, dude. And I mean, that's a long time. That's 77 to 2001. They don't really dabble in this until now. I mean,
well, let me ask you a history question here, because you told the story of how Bon Scott saw Brian Johnson playing live, and he had told the guys, if anything happens to me, this is the new singer. Was Brian Johnson aware of or an AC/DC fan before he became part of AC/DC?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I know he knew who they were, for fuck's sake. I mean, everybody did, especially after Highway to Hell. But I don't really know. I don't think I've ever heard him say that or anything, but if I did, I wasn't paying attention. But they did say that Bon Scott did predict, for some crazy reason, that he wouldn't be a long lifer, man, that he would be a good looking corpse, and with his reckless lifestyle. I mean, when you go start saying things like that, it's like, dude, I mean, come on, man. We just made it big in America, man. Let's enjoy this, bro. And I hate that. And he didn't take his life. He didn't do anything on purpose, and nothing like that. Who's this friend? I'd like to know who this friend is. It allowed him to go even get in a fucking car to drive away, as shit-faced as he was, man, and literally.
Yeah, his friend was probably just as shit-faced, that's why.
Yeah, and I'm not blaming it on him, man. Everybody's responsible for what they do and try to do. Hell, he may have been passed out in there in the damn house and not even known he had went out the door. So I don't know the whole story to that one, But you got to be really fucked up, bro. You got to be really fucked up to vomit and inhale it without waking you up. You got to be out there on whatever, plus alcohol. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, number one. Wow. This is one that's took me by surprise over time, and I listen to it almost every day on a playlist. It usually comes up, and you don't care that much about it, but I wondered about this one. Safe in New York City.
Oh,
holy shit! And
that surprises me, just because you, way more than me, bitch about repetition.
Yeah.
So this shocks me.
To me, it works on this. Some repetition I can deal with, and if it's good enough, I love it. But damn, I love it on this one, and I love how they start this one and how they go through that. You're going to get something. You're going to get punched in the ribs with this one, man. And I know it's a lot of repetition, but for some reason it does not bother me at all on this one, like Making Love does not bother me on that one. There's certain ones that I can deal with, and there's certain ones that I cannot do. I mean, like the House of Jazz or some shit like that. I can't do. But they make this work.
Well, but I can kind of see why, because it was an incredibly cool fucking riff and song until the chorus for me. So,
and I've not really heard anybody say anything positive about this ever. I think as of right now, I'm the only one that loves the hell out of the song. I'm sure there's somebody out there on this planet, but Stiff Upper Lip was my number one song on this one forever and a day. But the more I've been listening to some of these songs, man, over time, because I've been listening to that one for a while, and Be Damned and Stiff Upper Lip, those three have been on my playlist for years. And so I guess that's why. And there's a couple more going on my playlist. Actually, there's a few more on here because I know that these songs are better than what I give them credit for, but I know about those bottom three, House of Blues, Meltdown, and Hold Me Back. I know that those are not going to work for me, but I will give the rest of them a chance. But Safe in New York City, my number one at this point in time on Stiff Upper Lip.
All right. And my number one, I was shocked really that this was as low as it was on yours. And maybe it's showing the disconnect to where I'm more into the melodic 80s metal. You're more the classic rock. Can't Stand Still to me is very 80s rock metal with some melodic touches to it. An unbelievable Angus riff through this thing. This song I knew immediately was what I do is I put whatever the album title is. In this case, I got a notepad on my computer in front of me, Stiff Upper Lip. Then I copy and paste the set list on the right. And as I'm going through and listening, I'll cut one out and put it over, cut one out when they stand out to me. This one was the first one that I heard. Fuck, yep, that's going up on towards the top. This is the one that stood out the most to me that I said is going to be very borderline playlist. Again, I'm going back to listen to the top part of my list again, but this song worked for me immediately, and it reminded me more of Blow Up Your Video type AC/DC than, Ball Breaker AC/DC. So this worked for me.
Okay. Well, I can see why, man. That's actually in my good mediocre thing.
Yeah. You didn't shit on it. No. I was just shocked that it fell far.
I just ain't had enough time with these songs, man. And that's strange coming from a hardcore AC/DC guy. But it's like, this is like the Monster album of Kiss to me. And it has been over the years.
Well, let me say this as an outsider. I hate Monster. I don't like this album, but this album is better than Monster 10 out of 10 times.
Oh, yeah. It definitely is. This time around, man, I really listen to it like when I give us our next things, man, those two albums go into my playlist, and I repeat them over and over and over until we do it, because I want to make sure I know what the hell I'm dealing with here, especially on stuff that I'm not really acquainted with. I mean, that's weird, but it's true, but I can go from Can't Stand Still till Give It Up, All Screwed Up, Come and Get It, Can't Stop Rock and Roll, Satellite Blues. I can put those in and give those a damn chance, man, because I do know there was something about it. And see, your number one would be my dad's number one. My dad, that give me a 50s vibe, about your baby coming over the hill, and you could dance to that song, man. You could groove to that song. And man, that it had that little beat, and it got a little bit more beat as they got through, that first long intro of, man, it's not bad. That could have been damn anywhere from 4 or 5 to where it was at. This is a lot of songs and a lot to process and a lot of damn near mediocre and some repeat sound.
And I'm sure a lot of the diehard AC/DC fans just hate when I give my takes on this band, and rightfully so, because I'm not an expert. I don't know them frontward and backward. But I think where the real disconnect's going to be between me and true AC/DC fans, from what I can tell through people I've known and you through the years and AC/DC's most popular songs, they want the hard AC/DC. I want the melodic AC/DC that is not very often, but it's there, I'm finding. And when I hear it, I fucking love it.
Yes.
So,
and you're going to get it on every album. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that, dude. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you this. The further we go from here, now I can't predict you because I still ain't got you completely figured out with AC/DC.
But I don't have myself figured out with AC/DC.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you're doing this, because I'm going to predict this is probably going to be your least favorite one that because in my opinion, it is the least favorite AC/DC album. And that's just coming from me. Now, things are going to hit you different, but damn, there's going to be some that I can't wait to get to, because you're going to fucking love them. I know you are. I don't even have to predict that. But
Awesome.
Freaking Stiff Upper Lip, guys. Not bad, not great. And I'll say a project album almost for AC/DC in their later years. Experimental album damn near almost, because that's what it sounds like to me. And if anybody does know anything about this album that can get information, was these songs left over from years ago in Bon Scott's era? Was there any scraps, any demos, and they just thought, well, let's refine them and put them on here? That's what it sounds like to me. I don't know for sure because I can't say, but this is kind of a transitional AC/DC that you really don't see. So there you go.
I'll tell you, on a completely side note, I can't tell you how awesome this is to do, because AC/DC was never anywhere near a top 50 bands in my wheelhouse. And they'll probably never be in my top 10 to 20 bands that I prefer to listen to, not taking away from their talent, just saying it's not my style per se.
Yeah.
For overall. But it is so fucking fun making yourself do this. And I wish I would have had this attitude through my 20s, where if I heard something I didn't like, I just shit all over it and I would never even give another song a chance.
Yeah.
This is so fun. And I know I'm not the only person. So if I encourage anybody out there, if there are bands you've just always hated and I just don't fucking get it, but it's your genre. I'm not asking you to go out and listen to fucking Justin Bieber songs.
No.
But if it's in your genre, give it a fucking shot. I know you all don't probably have hot podcasts, but just mentally or on a piece of paper or your computer, make a list. Give yourself homework. Force yourself to listen. And it may not change your mind, but it's damn fun. And you're just broadening your knowledge. Even though you're not broadening your likes per se, at least you now have. There's nothing I hate worse than arguing music with someone who's got a horrible take on a band, but knows nothing about them and doesn't know but 2 or 3 songs. At least this gives you ammunition to go up against your buddy, whatever the band is. Say it's Led Zeppelin. I hate Led Zeppelin. Okay, sit down and listen to it beyond the known songs, and then make an informed decision. It's fun, man. It's a challenge, and you'll be surprised on what you find, as I am with AC/DC. So far, obviously, it's nowhere near 50-50 with what I like and don't like, but it's a lot more that I like than I thought I would have, and we're not even to the big albums yet. So,
damn right, and that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm jabbing you with everything right now, but their biggest, and that's going to be the climax. I'm thinking, So yeah, man, awesome. AC/DC, Stiff Upper Lip. I'm glad he's doing it. It's one of my favorite bands of all time. And just because they're one of my favorite bands like Kiss is, they're not going to have everything that you love. That's just the way it is, man. So.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Until next time, thanks for watching.